Alright. Let's go ahead and money shift our way to the pit. There we go. One thing that I'll show you is on the entry of 3, there's actually a line, I guess part of a white dot or a line that you want to aim for as you're on your entry. So you're lifting by the Coca-Cola, that dot right there I just went over the middle of, you want that to be your entry. That's going to give you basically the kind of perfect angle to come out with as much speed as you can without burning that right front. Hi there everyone, this is Josh from Finding Speed Now. We're going to be doing another track guide, but this time for Charlotte. We'll go ahead and jump into the car here. Alright, so we're in the car here. We're going to do some qualification laps. One thing that is important on the qualification lap is to be getting down here to this white line. And it can be difficult to do because you have to be pointed down early. And you have to throttle down correctly. So like on qualification, you can drive it in to where the corner starts going down, and then you need to lift. So as you come here, you lift as it goes down and then come in. You're going to be coming up because there's not as much grip. Be careful you don't slide out as that track falls away in turn 4. You come all the way out, point down, lift, stay down here the best you can. See how that line just gives you a bunch of grip there? Pulled my left front down. Lift, hold the throttle, then start building it. Here's the second one. All the way out. Get pointed down. There we go. Point down. See, if you start throttling up too early, you slide up like that, then you're going to be losing time. My lap that you see that I have there was actually with the open qualification set, and I'm using a race set just to show you guys the actual line. But that last one was a 30.4. Isn't the fastest, but it's also, again, a race set. Okay, let's go in the car. So ideally on this, you actually want to stay a bit higher and then come down about halfway through, and then you can kind of hold full throttle to get a really good run. On this one, I had already done some laps, so I forgot to do that specifically on this. And then you want to be careful as this falls away and you're going to be throttling through here. You just need to be aware that your rear end could slide out or even just slide into the wall there as you're losing grip. And you want to get all the way out to the wall here. And then right here, you're lifting. And you don't have to lift all the way on this one. You can then hold it. You could probably even lift a little less. And then you want to be coming all the way out to this line here. And you want to get all the way down here. You can see how you can be really aggressive on the throttle with the qualification. Those are kind of the things you want to look out for. So now we can move into the long run type of stuff. So we'll hop into the car for the long run. This is still the race set, the same one I was doing. And with this, you want to make sure that you're not driving too far into the corner on these. It's real easy to do that. And then you're going to slide up in the middle of the corner and then be burning a right front, because then you're going to have to either slow down with turning more or using the brake as you're sliding up the corner. have seen it where people are able to run high up here, but in terms of tire wear, it's not going to be ideal. Really, here at Charlotte, your long run, you want to make sure you're getting all the way out to here. Your first few laps, you can still stay pretty aggressive with the throttle. Yeah, as it's starting to get a little bit loose there. But for long run, this Coca-Cola sign right here, you lift, come in, hold 75% throttle, and then you can throttle out as that opens. Lift. Starting to get a little loose there, tires aren't quite warm enough. All the way out, drop in. Throttle out up the hill. Lift. There that is. That drop gets you into the wall if you don't angle it right. There we go. One thing that I'll show you is on the entry of 3, there's actually a line, I guess part of a white dot or line that you want to aim for as you're on your entry. So you're lifting by the Coca-Cola, that dot right there I just went over the middle of, you want that to be your entry. That's going to give you basically the kind of perfect angle to come out with as much speed as you can without burning that right front as much as you can. Go. So that's kind of like your strategy that you want to do with the long run. We'll do a few more laps here. Get right along. Nice early point down, get down to the line, and you can get on the throttle, which gets you on that right rear. A little bit shallower entry on that one, and see how that pushes you up. And we'll try it again with that a little bit of a higher entry on turn 3. Just so much easier to maintain that speed and line when you get that little bit of a higher entry. See there, I didn't get quite pointed down to the line, so I'm not going to force it. you don't lose that much speed and not that much tire wear. There it is. Excellent. Oop. I started turning out too early. Alright. Let's go ahead and money shift our way to the pit so we can look at those. So, first entry, my lift point, the first like 5 laps you can drive it a little bit further past that Coca-Cola sign. I'm getting a complete lift, getting my turn locked in, staying down to that white line, and gradual throttle through the corner, like accelerating. 50% in the middle, and throttling up as I'm getting straight. So let's see. Yeah, there I left it right at the Coca-Cola sign a little bit after. The tires were a little bit cold there still, and so I had to throttle back. As you can see, telemetry trace. And again, that 50% throttle gradually going up through the corner. And then again, you want to try going over this little dot here. That's what I was talking about. See there, I started I let up my angle too early. You gotta hold it and just a little bit longer, otherwise you think you can make it, and then all of a sudden that wall comes out of nowhere, and that's why you end up hitting it. Turn to the left, you're gonna be burning that right front if you do that. All the way outside. That was a good turn in there. So if we go rear chase, no, far chase, you can see my front left is pointed right about there. So that's what we're looking for. And ideally you'd like to get down even a little bit closer, because you want to be really your tire right on getting close to that line, if not on it. It is difficult to do. You'll notice the more and more grip as you get closer to that line. And then one thing as you start getting later in the run, if you are getting tight here, if you straddle this seam right here, it'll actually allow you to start getting a little bit loose and being able to accelerate out of the corner. You just got to be careful not being too aggressive on the throttle. And so I guess with that, we're going to finish up here. So with that, we'll finish the track guide, and just let me know what you think, if it helped you, if it didn't, or what things you think that I missed. And like and subscribe if you haven't at this point.